What we're doing now is we're watching the environmental assessment, not prejudging it, making sure that we understand what the impacts of this are going to be.
Well, Premier Christy Clark is refusing to say if she supports the highly controversial Enbridge pipeline in northern BC. It would take Alberta crude oil to the coast for shipment to Asia, but BC would take almost all the environmental risks.
In the North Coast waters, an area that is unsuitable for supertankers and has been governed by 40 years of maritime shipping exclusions, there's just no reason to lift that at this point in time.
British Columbia actually gains very, very little in terms of pipeline construction jobs, and of course once those jobs are gone, there's little direct economic benefit for the province.
Well, I mean, I guess if there is any upside, there's some jobs in the short term, and people need jobs, of course, but you know, there's also jobs cleaning up an oil spill, and I don't think all jobs are good jobs. We should be trying to make ourselves part of the economy of tomorrow instead of the economy of yesterday.
Now, there is talk of BC maybe negotiating for a better deal, possibly royalties from Alberta to sweeten the pot.
I don't think that public opposition will go down, even if Alberta indicates that they will give us some royalties or some payments. And what I hear from Alberta is that they're not prepared to do that. And I think that this project is not in the benefit of British Columbia.
So while the BC Conservatives support the pipeline and the NDP opposes it, the Liberals are sitting on the fence.
The NDP's approach to this and deciding that they're going to prejudge it, they're going to play politics with it, has got to scare a lot of job creators and employers out of the province, and I am just not going to go down that path.
Frankly, I think you know, the Premier is actually kind of leaning towards supporting the project, but knows that it's so unpopular that she doesn't want to support it publicly. To me, I think that's just not appropriate. I think the NDP's made their position clear, and I think Premier Clark should as well.
I would sooner have all politicians stay out of that process than have a Prime Minister who takes the CEO of Enbridge over to China and acts as if the pipeline is already built.
You know, in the end, it's the Prime Minister who has the final say here, not the Premier. The best Clark can do is probably get BC a better deal. But she might still pay the political price for a pipeline British Columbians don't want. For This Week in BC, I'm Sean Leslie.